Welcome to Vorldrevolution. Dear friends, today we will share summary from the book The Knowledge Illusion, Why We Never Think Alone by Sloman. Sloman delves into the fascinating idea that our individual knowledge is actually a collective illusion. The book argues that we rely heavily on other people and external sources to fill gaps in our understanding. Example: Emma's realization. Imagine Emma, a high school science teacher, who prides herself on her extensive knowledge of biology. She believes she understands the complexities of the human body and confidently teaches her students about various biological processes. One day, while preparing for a new lesson on the circulatory system, Emma stumbles upon a question from a curious student: how does the heart actually pump blood? Emma pauses, realizing that while she knows the general function of the heart, she doesn't fully understand the intricate mechanics behind it. She decides to research further and discovers that the process involves a complex interplay of electrical signals, muscle contractions, and valve operations. She realizes that her understanding was more superficial than she thought. This moment of realization leads Emma to reflect on the broader implications of her experience. She begins to see that much of what she knows is based on information she has learned from textbooks, colleagues, and online resources. Her individual knowledge is not a complete picture but rather a patchwork of insights gathered from various sources. Inspired by this insight, Emma decides to incorporate this concept into her teaching. She starts encouraging her students to question their own knowledge and seek out information from different perspectives. She emphasizes the importance of collaboration and the idea that understanding is a collective effort. As Emma continues to teach, she notices a shift in her students' approach to learning. They become more curious, more willing to ask questions, and more open to learning from each other. Emma's classroom transforms into a dynamic environment where knowledge is constantly being constructed and reconstructed through interactions and shared insights. Emma's journey illustrates the key idea of the knowledge illusion. By recognizing that our individual knowledge is limited and often incomplete, we can embrace the power of collective intelligence. This understanding fosters a more collaborative and open-minded approach to learning and problem-solving, ultimately leading to a deeper and more comprehensive understanding of the world around us. 1. Why we think we know more than we do. Sloman delves deeply into the concept that individuals often believe they understand more about the world than they actually do. This phenomenon is called the illusion of explanatory depth. Let's explore this concept further. Understanding the illusion of explanatory depth. Imagine Jane, an avid car enthusiast. She loves talking about cars, their features, and latest models. One day, during a discussion with friends, she confidently explains how an internal combustion engine works. Her friends seem impressed, but one of them asks for a detailed explanation of how fuel injection actually functions within the engine. Jane realizes she's at a loss. While she knows the basic concept, that fuel injection systems deliver fuel to the engine more efficiently than carburetors, she can't explain the intricate details. This moment makes Jane aware of the illusion of explanatory depth. She thought she understood the process in detail, but her knowledge was superficial. Collective knowledge and distributed cognition. Sloman and his co-author, Philip Fernbach, argue that much of what we know is actually distributed across people and tools around us. Humans have evolved to rely on a community of knowledge. Jane, for example, relies on mechanics, engineers, and car manuals to truly understand the intricacies of how her car functions. This interconnected web of information allows her to confidently navigate her interests without needing to know every detail. Real-life implications. This illusion isn't limited to casual conversations. It has significant implications for decision-making, policy, and education. Consider voting on a complex policy issue. Many people feel confident in their stance but often lack detailed understanding. They rely on experts, media, and peers to fill in the gaps. This reliance on collective knowledge can be both a strength and a vulnerability, as it can lead to overconfidence in decisions. Bridging the knowledge gap. The key takeaway from the knowledge illusion is recognizing the limits of our individual knowledge and appreciating the value of collective intelligence. Jane's experience prompts her to become more curious and humble about what she knows. She starts asking more questions, seeking detailed explanations, and appreciating the expertise of others. This shift in mindset not only enhances her own understanding but also fosters a more collaborative and inquisitive approach to learning. Conclusion. Understanding why we think we know more than we do, as explored in The Knowledge Illusion, encourages us to be more mindful of our cognitive limitations. It promotes humility, curiosity, and a deeper appreciation for the shared nature of knowledge. By acknowledging these limits, we can better navigate complex topics, make informed decisions, and cultivate a more interconnected and knowledgeable community. Examples. Tom's eye-opening experience. Imagine Tom, a software engineer who prides himself on his knowledge of technology and gadgets. One evening, while having dinner with friends, the conversation turns to the topic of climate change. Tom confidently starts explaining how greenhouse gases cause global warming. However, as he speaks, one of his friends, Sarah, a climate scientist, starts asking him detailed questions about the mechanisms involved. Sarah, can you explain the process of radiative forcing in the atmosphere? Tom pauses. He realizes that, although he knows greenhouse gases trap heat, he can't explain the detailed scientific process behind it. He mumbles through a vague response, feeling a bit embarrassed. Later that night, Tom reflects on the conversation. He always considered himself well-informed, but this experience made him realize he had a superficial understanding of many topics. Intrigued, he picks up Stephen Sloman's The Knowledge Illusion and reads about the concept of the illusion of explanatory depth. People believe they understand the world with far greater detail, coherence, and depth than they really do. Tom starts to recognize how often he relies on general knowledge and assumes he understands more than he actually does. Sloman explains that this illusion is not just an individual problem but a collective one. We often depend on others' knowledge and external sources without realizing it. Determined to address his knowledge gaps, Tom decides to dig deeper into subjects he's curious about. He enrolls in an online course on climate science, reads scientific papers, and watches educational videos. Over time, his understanding of climate change becomes much more detailed and nuanced. Tom's journey doesn't end there. He also changes how he interacts with information. He becomes more humble about what he knows and more willing to say, "I don't know." This openness leads to richer conversations and deeper learning experiences. In his professional life, Tom starts encouraging his team to collaborate more and share their knowledge. He realizes that true understanding often comes from collective intelligence, where everyone's expertise contributes to a fuller picture. Tom's story illustrates the central theme of the knowledge illusion. We often overestimate our understanding of the world, thinking we know more than we actually do. By acknowledging our knowledge limitations and valuing collective learning, we can achieve a deeper and more accurate understanding of complex topics. 2. The distributed nature of knowledge. The concept of the distributed nature of knowledge. This idea suggests that individual understanding is often incomplete, and we rely on the collective knowledge of others to function effectively. Let's explore this concept in depth through a narrative. Example. Rachel's team project. Imagine Rachel, a software developer at a tech company. She is assigned to lead a project to develop a new app. The project involves designing the user interface, writing code, managing databases, and ensuring cybersecurity. Rachel realizes that while she is proficient in coding, she lacks expertise in the other areas. Recognizing her limitations, Rachel decides to assemble a team of specialists. She recruits Jane, a talented UI/UX designer, Mike, an expert in database management, and Laura, a cybersecurity specialist. Each team member brings their unique expertise to the table. They begin to collaborate, sharing their knowledge and skills to build the app. Throughout the project, Rachel notices how the distributed nature of knowledge plays a crucial role in their success. Jane's insights on user interface design help create a visually appealing and user-friendly app. Mike's deep understanding of databases ensures that the app runs smoothly and efficiently. Laura's expertise in cybersecurity safeguards the app from potential threats. Rachel's role as the project leader involves coordinating these efforts, integrating the different aspects of the app, and making sure everyone is aligned with the project goals. She also relies on external resources, such as documentation, online forums, and expert consultations, to fill any remaining gaps in their collective knowledge. As the project progresses, the team encounters challenges that require innovative solutions. They hold brainstorming sessions, where each member's input is valued and contributes to finding the best approach. This collaborative effort demonstrates that their individual knowledge is enhanced and amplified when combined with others' expertise. The project concludes successfully, and the app is launched to positive reviews. Rachel reflects on the experience and realizes that the team's success was not just about their individual skills but about how they leveraged the collective intelligence of the group. Each member's knowledge complemented the others, creating a synergy that led to the project's success. Rachel's story illustrates Sloman's concept of the distributed nature of knowledge. Our understanding is often fragmented and relies on the collective input of others to be whole. By acknowledging and embracing this interconnectedness, we can achieve far more than we could individually. This concept encourages collaboration, openness to others' expertise, and a recognition that knowledge is a shared resource. 3. How interactions shape what we know. Stephen Sloman explores how our interactions with others shape what we know and understand. This concept is pivotal in illustrating how knowledge is not just an individual possession but a collective one, continuously evolving through social interactions. Let's delve deeper into this topic through a narrative example. Example: Mark's transformation through collaborative learning. Imagine Mark, a high school history teacher passionate about making history come alive for his students. One year, he decides to revamp his teaching methods to foster more interactive and engaging lessons. He realizes that the traditional lecture format might be limiting his students' ability to truly grasp and retain historical concepts. Inspired by Stephen Sloman's The Knowledge Illusion, Mark decides to experiment with collaborative learning. Instead of just telling his students about historical events, Mark organizes group projects where students work together to research and present different historical periods. Each group is responsible for a specific era, and they must collaborate to create detailed presentations, incorporating visuals, timelines, and primary sources. As the project progresses, Mark observes how the students' interactions enhance their understanding. They debate, ask questions, and challenge each other's perspectives. For instance, one group studying the Renaissance discovers conflicting interpretations of key events. Through discussion and research, they develop a deeper comprehension of the complexities of that era. Mark also facilitates class-wide discussions, encouraging students to share their findings and insights. These interactions help them see the connections between different historical periods and themes. Students often learn as much from each other as they do from their textbooks or teacher. The collaborative nature of the project fosters a richer, more nuanced understanding of history. Towards the end of the term, Mark notices a significant improvement in his students' engagement and comprehension. They are not only more knowledgeable about historical events but also better at critical thinking and synthesizing information. Their interactions have shaped their learning experience, making it more dynamic and interconnected. Inspired by the success of this approach, Mark continues to incorporate collaborative projects and discussions into his curriculum. He also joins a community of educators, both online and offline, to share ideas and learn from others' experiences. These interactions further shape his teaching methods, continually evolving as he integrates new insights and techniques. 4. The limitations of human cognition. Example: Anna's cognitive awakening. Imagine Anna, a bright and ambitious college student majoring in physics. She prides herself on her ability to grasp complex concepts and solve intricate problems. One evening, while studying quantum mechanics, she stumbles upon a paradox that leaves her puzzled. Despite her best efforts, she can't seem to fully understand the solution. Frustrated, Anna decides to take a break and picks up Sloman's book, The Knowledge Illusion. She reads about the limitations of human cognition, our minds are finite and constrained by the very nature of our cognitive architecture. We are prone to overestimating what we know and underestimating the vastness of what we don't understand. Intrigued, Anna reflects on her own cognitive limitations. She realizes that despite her intelligence and education, there are bounds to what she can comprehend on her own. Sloman explains that human cognition is often reliant on mental shortcuts, or heuristics, which simplify complex information but can also lead to errors in judgment. Anna begins to notice these cognitive limitations in her daily life. For instance, she recalls moments when she made quick decisions based on gut feelings rather than thorough analysis. She also recognizes instances where she relied on intuitive reasoning, which, while often useful, sometimes led to misconceptions. Inspired by Sloman's insights, Anna decides to embrace her cognitive limitations and adopt new strategies for learning and problem-solving. She starts collaborating more with her peers, discussing challenging topics and pooling their collective knowledge. This collaborative approach helps her gain different perspectives and fills gaps in her understanding. Anna also becomes more mindful of the cognitive biases that can influence her thinking. She learns to question her assumptions, seek out diverse viewpoints, and remain open to new information. This shift in mindset not only improves her academic performance but also enhances her critical thinking skills. Over time, Anna's journey illustrates the profound lesson from the knowledge illusion. Acknowledging the limitations of human cognition is not a sign of weakness but a step toward greater wisdom. By understanding that our individual knowledge is finite and often flawed, we can better appreciate the value of collaboration, continuous learning, and intellectual humility. Anna's story highlights that true knowledge and understanding come from recognizing our cognitive constraints and leveraging the collective intelligence of those around us. Sloman's teachings encourage us to be curious, open-minded, and collaborative in our quest for knowledge. 5. The influence of education and technology on knowledge perception. Examples. Evelyn's evolving understanding. Imagine Evelyn, a high school senior with a keen interest in environmental science. Throughout her education, she has been taught to rely on textbooks and teachers as the primary sources of knowledge. She believes that the information she learns in school is comprehensive and definitive. One day, Evelyn's teacher introduces a new project requiring students to use online resources, educational apps, and virtual labs to explore climate change. This project sparks Evelyn's curiosity, pushing her to dive into various digital platforms. She soon realizes that technology provides access to a wealth of information beyond her textbooks. Evelyn starts using online courses from renowned universities, watches TED Talks on environmental topics, and participates in global forums discussing climate change solutions. She discovers a vibrant community of experts and enthusiasts sharing insights, data, and innovations. The interactive nature of these platforms allows her to ask questions, engage in discussions, and receive real-time feedback. Through this process, Evelyn's perception of knowledge begins to shift. She understands that learning is not static but dynamic, continuously evolving through interactions with technology and the global community. The diversity of perspectives she encounters online broadens her understanding, helping her see the complexities of climate change from multiple angles. Evelyn's experience exemplifies Sloman's argument that education and technology significantly influence our knowledge perception. Traditional education often provides a foundational understanding, but technology enhances it by offering interactive, diverse, and up-to-date information. This synergy between education and technology fosters a more holistic and informed worldview. As she progresses in her studies, Evelyn becomes more adept at evaluating the credibility of online sources and discerning accurate information from misinformation. This critical thinking skill is crucial in the digital age, where information is abundant but varies in quality. Evelyn also notices that technology facilitates collaborative learning. She connects with peers and experts worldwide, exchanging ideas and working on joint projects. This collaborative environment mirrors Sloman's concept of distributed cognition, where knowledge is shared and constructed collectively. In her final year, Evelyn presents a comprehensive research project on climate change mitigation strategies, combining insights from her textbooks, digital resources, and collaborative efforts. Her project receives acclaim for its depth and interdisciplinary approach. Evelyn's journey illustrates the profound impact of education and technology on knowledge perception. By embracing digital tools and platforms, learners can access a broader, more nuanced understanding of complex topics. Sloman's insights encourage us to recognize the transformative power of technology in shaping how we acquire, perceive, and share knowledge. 6. The embracing humility. Stephen Sloman emphasizes the importance of recognizing and accepting the limits of our understanding. This humility fosters better decision-making, collaboration, and continuous learning. Let's explore this concept through a narrative. Ben's journey to intellectual humility. Imagine Ben, a successful marketing executive who prides himself on his ability to craft compelling campaigns. He believes his extensive experience equips him with the answers to most challenges in his field. One day, his company faces a significant setback. A marketing campaign flops despite initial positive feedback. This failure leaves Ben puzzled and frustrated. Seeking to understand what went wrong, he turns to The Knowledge Illusion by Stephen Sloman. He reads about the importance of intellectual humility. Recognizing the limits of one's knowledge is the first step toward embracing collaborative learning and making more informed decisions. Reflecting on this, Ben realizes he may have overestimated his understanding and underestimated the complexities of the market. He acknowledges that his expertise, while valuable, is not infallible. This moment of humility sparks a change in his approach. Determined to adapt, Ben decides to involve his team more in the decision-making process. He organizes brainstorming sessions where everyone, from interns to senior managers, can voice their ideas and concerns. This collaborative approach not only brings diverse perspectives but also fosters a sense of ownership and engagement among the team. Ben also seeks feedback from customers, acknowledging that their insights are crucial for refining future campaigns. He implements regular surveys and focus groups to gather detailed feedback, which helps identify gaps and areas for improvement. Over time, Ben notices a transformation in his team's dynamics and the quality of their work. By embracing humility and recognizing their cognitive limitations, they become more open to learning from mistakes and exploring innovative solutions. This shift leads to the development of more effective marketing strategies and a better understanding of their audience. Ben's journey doesn't stop at his professional life. He starts applying the principles of intellectual humility in his personal interactions as well. He listens more attentively, asks thoughtful questions, and remains open to differing viewpoints. This approach strengthens his relationships and broadens his horizons. Through his experiences, Ben exemplifies Sloman's message about adapting to our cognitive limitations. Embracing humility not only enhances our ability to learn and collaborate but also leads to more informed and balanced decision-making. By acknowledging the limits of our knowledge, we open ourselves up to continuous growth and the collective wisdom of those around us. 7. Conclusion. The conclusion of The Knowledge Illusion by Stephen Sloman brings together the central themes of the book, emphasizing the fundamental idea that knowledge is not an individual endeavor but a collective one. Let's delve deeper into this topic. Embracing collective wisdom. Sloman concludes by highlighting the implications of recognizing our cognitive limitations and the distributed nature of knowledge. He stresses that accepting these truths is not just about acknowledging our ignorance but about embracing the collective wisdom that surrounds us. By doing so, we can make better decisions, foster innovation, and create more resilient societies. Implications for education. One of the significant takeaways from the conclusion is the impact on education. Sloman advocates for a shift in how we approach learning. Instead of focusing solely on individual mastery, education should emphasize collaboration, critical thinking, and the ability to leverage collective knowledge. This shift can prepare students to navigate a complex world where no one person can know everything. Navigating a complex world. Sloman also discusses the importance of humility and open-mindedness in navigating a world filled with information and misinformation. By recognizing that we don't have all the answers and being willing to seek out and trust experts, we can avoid the pitfalls of overconfidence and improve our understanding of complex issues. Building better societies. The book's conclusion also touches on the broader societal implications. In a world facing challenges like climate change, global health crises, and technological disruption, the ability to harness collective intelligence is crucial. Policymakers, scientists, and citizens must collaborate and rely on each other's expertise to develop effective solutions. Personal growth and development. On a personal level, embracing the knowledge illusion can lead to personal growth and better relationships. By acknowledging our cognitive limitations, we become more empathetic, better listeners, and more appreciative of the diverse perspectives that others bring. This mindset fosters a culture of continuous learning and mutual respect. Final thoughts. Sloman's final message is one of empowerment. By understanding the true nature of knowledge, we can become more effective learners, collaborators, and problem solvers. The knowledge illusion is not a weakness but a feature of human cognition that, when recognized and embraced, can lead to greater collective achievements. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.